John Donahoe is the president and CEO of eBay. Under his leadership, eBay's revenue has grown from almost $9 billion in 2008 to over $15 billion today. Congratulations on that. This is pretty big.
Center.
So let's talk.
Strong week. And what's changing is that it's never been a better time to be a consumer. Technology is changing how consumers are able to shop. So, for instance, it's no longer just around Black Friday. It's now, we call it the Cyber 5. It started on Thanksgiving Day, where people could start shopping, sitting on their couch, smartphone, or on their tablet, or on their laptop. That continued throughout the holiday weekend. And for that 5-day period, we saw company-wide between eBay, PayPal, StubHub, and all of our properties, eBay Enterprise, we saw a 96% increase in mobile commerce volume.
That's incredible. You know,
I'm getting there.
You've been busy preparing.
It feels we're cautiously optimistic. You know,
okay.
I can't comment anything during the quarter,
right.
But at that time also we didn't have a federal budget. We had a government shutdown. So I think as things have come into the fourth quarter, you know, our hope is that consumers see there's great deals out there, great opportunities to get great gifts for their loved ones, and you know, we're trying to make that
online and offline. Let's talk a little in San Francisco. How's that going?
Well, what this is about, Emily, is just what you said, which is we used to think in terms of either you're shopping digitally or you're shopping in a store. And what mobile technology is enabling is that line to blur. The store in the mall, and Sony has a touchscreen at another place in the mall. So a consumer can be shopping for it and decide if they want to go over into the Sony store and pick it up and buy it, or have it delivered to them later on at home.
And you guys have said this isn't just an
Well, it's like anything, Emily, how we approach innovation. We are good at that in one city, and then we've rolled it out to 3,
right.
Now to 5, and we'll go to 25 next year. On things like touchscreen and touch glass windows, we start in 1 or 2 regions, and then we'll slowly roll it out as we get the consumer experience right.
So what about the...
You know, the proof's in the pudding. 70 to 80% of our items are fixed price. You see more and more people coming to eBay. Our new active user growth has been accelerating all year long. So more and more consumers are coming to eBay. They like what they see.
Right.
They're telling their friends. And so very different in that our focus is on enabling commerce.
Are we supposed to assume that?
Anything you want, and including we're partnering with retailers all over the world, and we don't compete with them. So you can go on eBay today and you can get things from small eBay sellers in the United States. You can get things from eBay sellers all over the world. You can get things from retailers like Best Buy, who are listing on eBay.
On eBay?
Goods for all over the world. You can go on today and get goods from 25%. 20 to 25%, depending on eBay or PayPal, of our transactions are cross-border. So anyone that sells on eBay can reach 130 million consumers all over the world, and the same thing's true from outside.
What about some of the other...
As I said earlier, there's never been a better time to be a consumer. And technology is changing the options consumers have and how they can shop and their choices. And so our focus is on commerce. What we are really good at is connecting a buyer and seller to do a successful transaction safely and reliably. And so that's our piece of the pie, and we think that's a growing piece of the pie. It's growing from a $1 trillion market to a $10 trillion market. So we think there's plenty of opportunity for us to be very successful. I'm not publishing any numbers on it, but what we've done this year is in 3 cities, we've partnered with retailers, so that when you have a situation that you want something, like today, you want those gloves, and you don't want to wait till later this afternoon and pick them up in a store or have them delivered to you tomorrow. You want them now. As you saw, you just go on eBay now, you order the gloves, and the courier will have them to you within an hour.
So why not tell us more about...
Well, we're building the consumer experience. And, you know, when you're building an entirely new experience, you've got to get the experience right. And so the consumers that are using it like it a lot. 25 cities across the U.S.
Now, Amazon made a lot of...
Focusing on long-term fantasies. We're focusing on things that will change consumers' experience today.
So you think it's a long-term fantasy?
We'll see. You know, what we have is we have 130 million active consumers that come to eBay intending to shop. We have PayPal, which makes payments easy and safe. So we start with an enormous advantage of an ecosystem and a willingness to partner with retailers, not compete. And so, you know, there'll be a lot of people trying a lot of different innovations. Our focus is on delivering a great experience to consumers, both here in the U.S. and around the world.
So, you know, speaking of reaching ideas...
Well, I think bold innovation is important. But our focus on our bold innovation is around commerce. So the notion of making a storefront window a touchscreen, I'd call that a bold innovation. The notion of saying you can get a product delivered to you within an hour, I call that a bold dollars of mobile commerce volume this year, $20 billion of mobile payments volume. So by having those moonshots be really focused in our area of competence, they can grow to be important businesses over time.
Now PayPal is now, and when's it going to become the majority?
Well, you can just do the math. It's only a couple of years out. And what's great about PayPal is PayPal can serve the entire commerce market. And what PayPal's doing is PayPal's making payments safe and easy. We've always done that online. We're the clear leader in online payments. We're now the clear leader in mobile payments. And now PayPal's getting pulled into the offline world.
Right.
And the reality, Emily, is people like to shop. No one wants to really pay. And PayPal's making it easy to shop and making the payments just a frictionless experience.
So you guys also bought...
The Braintree acquisition is a great example of what we were just talking about. Braintree initially powered Uber. You think about ordering an Uber. You're shopping, you're not really paying. And Braintree powers many of the sharing economy, mobile-first business models that are being developed, and we'll continue to grow in those. And we're bringing the same principles to the offline world. So Beacon, which is what we announced, allows me that I came in this morning and I went into the Starbucks here in our lobby. I walked in, I had my mobile phone in my pocket. I didn't pull it out. I don't have carry a wallet anymore. And it recognized that I walked into the Starbucks, and when I got to the front of the line, the barista had my name and picture on the cash register and said, "John, would you like the usual?" And payments was out of the equation. She pressed, when I bought it, she pressed click, and I got a text from my on my mobile.
And we're going to be today in China. You guys have a limited partnership in China.
Strong export business in China. So we enable Chinese sellers to reach consumers all over the world. So, and this year we'll do $6 to $7 billion of volume of Chinese sellers selling on eBay around the world and using PayPal to reach consumers all over the world. So we have a strong presence in China, but it's just a cross-border presence. We're not currently competing in the domestic market, and we'll continue to look at that over the next, it's early days in China. We'll look at that over the next many years.
Now, I want to ask you a little bit about leaning in work and family. You've done a lot to
Well, I just think, in my case, my marriage is a partnership, and you could argue that actually my wife's my boss, but we worked hard to sort of balance dual careers and raise a family, and for me this issue when I come to eBay is one of just competing and winning, because if we're going to be successful we have to have the very best people, and by definition half the people in the world are women, and so we need to have the very best women and men and have a diverse team that can lead to the best possible decisions, the best possible execution. So I think it's a matter of good business, and that extends back to the family. It's also a matter of being, in my case, a good husband.
That's really good. CEO of eBay. Thanks so much for joining us today, and thanks for having us here.
Emily,
it's
we're
really
thrilled
great
to have you here.
Okay.
Thank you.